From JBS Studios in Greater New York, this is the JBS News Update with Teisha Bader.
I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Friday, May the 22nd, 2020. Israel's leaders today warned Iran not to threaten the Jewish state. This after Iranian leader Ayatollah Khamenei called Israel, referring to it as the Zionist regime, a cancerous tumor and virus, likening it to the coronavirus, saying it will be uprooted. Part of a televised speech marking Iran's Al-Quds Day, an event initiated by the Islamic Republic in support of the Palestinians and against the State of Israel. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, who responded similarly to the Iranian threats made the day before, said, "We repeat, anyone who threatens to destroy Israel will put themselves in a similar danger." Israel's new defense minister and alternate prime minister Benny Gantz wrote on Facebook in response, "As someone who is very familiar with the Iranian issue and as someone who prepared the IDF's capabilities for this issue, I don't suggest anyone test us. The State of Israel and the Zionist dream are facts on the ground, unlike the Iranian satellites which try to establish themselves and harm regional stability, an attempt which we will not allow." Jewish organizations shared their outrage at Khamenei's remarks. The American Jewish Committee tweeted that the Iranian regime's genocidal incitement is on full display for the world to see. All nations that reject these despicable threats must reaffirm their unshakable commitment to Israel's security and the global fight against anti-Semitism. Some Israeli media reports today suggest that Palestinian Authority President Mahmoud Abbas has followed through on his declaration to end coordination with Israel. This in protest over the U.S. peace plan discussion of and Netanyahu's vows to annex parts of the West Bank. Israeli media reports that a few Palestinian security forces who had been given special permission by Israel to set up in parts of East Jerusalem in order to deal with the coronavirus pandemic have now left those posts, though the Khan public broadcaster noted that this was a largely symbolic gesture. Other reports say that coordination is still taking place between Israel and the Palestinian Authority. Channel 13 reported that officials in Gaza had also stopped coordination with Israel, which could affect the goods and aid regularly transferred into Gaza from Israel. There has been no official word on any changes, and we will continue to follow any developments on this story. Police in Australia are investigating anti-Semitic vandalism at a golf course in Melbourne. Swastikas were sprayed on the green of the Cranbourne Golf Club, which was founded by Jews in 1951 because they were not allowed to play at other golf clubs. Homophobic slurs were also found on the grounds. Chairman of the Anti-Defamation Commission, Director Dvir Abramovich, said this is not just graffiti on the ground, it is an attack on all of us. Jewish Community Council of Victoria Executive Director Judy Feder said all symbols representing hate have no place in our society. Jerusalem Day Yom Yerushalayim continues today, marking the reunification of Jerusalem 53 years ago. Israel's leaders remembered those IDF soldiers who fell in that effort during the Six-Day War of 1967 and in the war of attrition that followed until 1970. Israel's President Reuven Rivlin addressed the official ceremony today at Mount Herzl, speaking to the bereaved families about the deep pain and grief felt by the troops for those who were lost, and at the same time the great pride they felt in defeating the enemy, protecting their country, and returning Jerusalem to its people. Rivlin later tweeted, "We will never forget the heroism, the sense of duty, the sacrifice, the determination to win and remove the threat from the State of Israel. May the memories of those who gave their lives be with us forever." And the IDF released video today for the historic occasion showing the first Israeli troops to enter the Old City and arrive at the Kotel, the Western Wall, at the end of the Six-Day War, celebrating the liberation of Jerusalem and reclaiming the city that was lost to the Jewish people for so many years. With the reciting of the Shehecheyanu, the Jewish prayer said to recognize unique, special, and first-time moments, and the singing of Yerushalayim Shel Zahav, Jerusalem of Gold. And we have special programming for you tonight for Friday, May the 22nd for Jerusalem Day, including at 8 o'clock a celebration from the FIDF, the Friends of the IDF, featuring Israeli veterans of the famed paratroopers brigade that liberated Jerusalem in the Six-Day War, talking about those momentous days. Other programming tonight includes Kabbalat Shabbat services from the Hampton Synagogue coming up at 5:20, followed by live Shabbat services from New York City's Central Synagogue, and then a concert with Israeli violinist Miri Ben-Ari. At 9, the film Israel Inside, and at 10:20, a Kabbalat Shabbat replay. And coming up right after this newscast on Gam Yachad, Together During COVID-19, Mark Golub reviews some of the latest findings of the CDC and of Johns Hopkins Medical Center regarding the ways in which the COVID-19 virus does and does not spread, as well as talking about some states ending their lockdown. And that's the JBS News Update for Friday, May the 22nd, 2020. I'm Teisha Bader, wishing you a safe and meaningful Memorial Day weekend. Shabbat Shalom. Stay healthy. Stay well.